Magik is one of the most insane hyper carry DPS in the game, and you can carry just about any team to a victory by using her. What's up guys, my name is SoloQ. I'm a top 500 Magik player, and I've reached eternity / top 500 multiple times by solo queuing as Magik only. Yes, it can be done. This video will be split into 3 segments: playstyle, abilities, and tips. And hopefully it will provide you with the knowledge you need to climb to eternity and potentially beyond like I have. Also keep in mind, Magik in my opinion is a very mechanically demanding character to play at a top level, so don't stress too hard if you can't pull up some of the concepts in this video or some of the moves you see. Just try to master one aspect about her at a time. So with that all being said, let's get right into it. But first, please remember to like and subscribe if you enjoyed this video or found it helpful. Also follow my Twitch at SoloQ. I stream as often as I can around this time. I would really appreciate it, and thank you in advance. The first thing I want to talk about is Magik's playstyle and the general game plan you should have when playing her. Magik is both at the same time an assassin who likes to go for backlines and also a frontline bruiser. He has the ability to burst down squishy targets, deny space, and also burn down tanks. Like every character in the game, your goal as Magik is to outvalue the enemy team. How you do that as Magik usually is by getting picks / kills. Your priority for targets goes healers, DPS, then tanks. When trying to assassinate, be very patient and stealth so you can swoop in really fast to get your pick, then also get out in time. Always have an escape route in mind because some things just go south depending on the situation. Do not tunnel vision on trying to assassinate one single target though, because there are just some cases where the enemies are too protected or too far away from you. So in these cases, you need to understand the concept of front to back. When you play front to back, you need to pressure the front line as much as possible with as much DPS as possible so you can take space away from the enemy. By building pressure this way, it can then open up situations where then you can go on the back line. You always need to keep a keen eye on the positions and health bars of the enemy team so you can be ready to punish any little mistake they make. Always keep in mind, when you're frontlining, you need to be very careful of your HP bar. While Magik does have amazing lifesteal, you can be instantly bursted in some cases, and you need to be ready to disengage the situation if you start to get a little too low. In general though, Magik has a lot of sequences and combos which can usually help her deal with any kind of threat. The overall goal of Magik is to be the most dangerous threat in the game. How you do this depends mostly up to the person, because some Magiks are better at certain things, but in general, always try to be just doing something. Draw enemy fire, get picks, make enemies paranoid, push space, anything. And while people are good at certain things, being an all-encompassing threat is what makes someone truly good at Magik. So in this section, I'm going to be briefly going over Magik's abilities, or at least key ones, and explaining how to properly use each ability individually. You should already have basic knowledge of what Magik's abilities are. This is more so going to be an in-depth guide on how to use them. The first ability I want to go over is Magik's passive. Magik's passive has her convert damage she deals into bonus health / shields. This can be heavily abused when attacking crowds of enemies and can turn Magik into an actual tank against some comps. This is why Magik is able to actually 1v6 some scenarios, especially in her Darkchild form. Do not sleep on this ability. You should really limit test how far you can push this ability in some cases, as you would be surprised on how much survivability you really have as Magik. The second ability I want to talk about is Magik's basic attack. There's really not much to this, it's pretty self-explanatory. However, you just need to know one thing about it, and that it actually has fall off. So it deals less damage at range, if you didn't know. So always try to be close to your target. When you're trying to basic attack them, you deal significantly more damage, as you can see here. So just keep that in mind. The third ability I want to go over is Magik's portal ability. After using this ability, you have 2 options: to use her whirlwind or to place a demon. Most of the time, you do actually just want to place a demon because whirlwind really doesn't deal that much damage. However, it does have no fall off. So in some situations, it actually is good just to get a quick burst of shields instead of relying on the demon, which could potentially not convert into that much overhealth. However, if you hit the demon on a tank, for example, the overhealth you gain is massive and almost always worth compared to whirlwind. A general rule of thumb when you use your portal: if you're engaging with your portal, make sure you have an extra one stored up so you can get out in case the situation goes poorly. Another tip about Magik's portal ability is that you don't have to do the two options that it says. You can actually dash while in her portal state or use your Darkchild. However, you actually wouldn't want to use Darkchild right after using portal because you can actually cancel your whirlwind into a Darkchild animation, getting both of them off at the same time, granting you a little bit of shields right before your Darkchild actually pops. Most of the time though, I actually just place a minion right before I Darkchild, just to keep granting me shields in the meantime. The fourth ability I want to go over is Magik's projectile ability called Magic Slash. This allows her to charge up a projectile which goes an infinite distance and has no fall off. It's a very, very good poke tool. However, it's even better as a combo initiator for bursting down targets out of nowhere. This ability deals basically half of someone's HP and deals basically 80% of someone's HP in Darkchild form if you fully charge it. When not looking to burst someone, this ability is very good poke, and often I just use it for building ult charge. Just make sure to charge it all the way. The fifth ability I want to go over is just circling back to Magik's Demon, because in my opinion this is Magik's best ability, straight up. It deals so much damage, gives you so much over health, can hold space very well. It can be used in burst combos. It denies so much space. On and on and on. It goes on and on and on. Keep in mind, you can only have one demon out at a time. Placing another demon will shift its position. However, you can whirlwind while the demon is out. The sixth ability I want to go over is Magik's Dash, called Umbral Incursion. This is a dash into an uppercut which CCs most enemies. It can't be used on enemies that are in their own dash. So if a Black Panther or a Psylocke is dashing and you hit them with E, it actually won't deal damage because it has to connect the dash / uppercut portion of it to deal the damage. I'm sure if you play Magik, you know how hard it is to hit this ability. This ability is missed by every single Magik main. It does not matter how high up you go, everyone misses this ability.
Whoa, I got juked. I got juked! I got juked!
However, what's more important is hitting the ability in crucial moments. So if you're trying to assassinate or burst a target, you have to hit the ability. There is just simply no exception to not hitting the ability. It comes down to pure mechanics. If you hit it, you hit it. However, you can make it easier to hit depending on the situation. Against flyers, if you target their upper torso, it is more likely to hit. And against targets on the ground, if you target their feet and you dash at the ground, it is almost guaranteed to hit if you're close enough to them. Magik's dash is often combined with her whirlwind attack after her portal, having both of the attacks hit the enemy at the same time. This gives her very good burst damage and is often the main combo for killing flyers in the game. So the last ability I want to talk about is Magik's Darkchild state. Upon popping Darkchild, you are granted with a new set of amplified abilities based on her base kit. The moment you pop Darkchild, you want to look for a whirlwind dash on an enemy target as fast as possible, so that way you have 2 E's to use during her state. Magik's Darkchild E is critical for getting burst damage on targets. However, her projectile also deals insane damage if you fully charge it. Against a 250 HP target, it deals around 90% damage, so any hit after will just kill them. And about Magik's projectile in her Darkchild state, you actually have an insta-kill combo with this form. If you do a full charge projectile into an E at the correct time, this can actually burst targets inside of Cloak and Dagger ult, Luna ult, Mantis ult, Invis Girl ult, and any ult that is similar to that. The timing for it can be very strict, so try to practice it as much as possible. Killing a support out of their ultimate can be very game changing and can solo win you a game. Keep in mind, characters like Luna and Mantis have shield upon popping their ult, so you need to whittle down their shield if you're looking to insta-kill them afterwards. On top of this, for some reason, against Luna, you actually can phase directly through her if she's in her ult. I don't know the reasoning for this, I'm pretty sure it's a bug. However, you can actually insta-kill her, it is possible. Another thing about Darkchild is that her abilities have insane AoE. So this goes into the point of Magik being a tank. Often actually, I can use Darkchild as an engage tool for my team. I go in, I lifesteal off of everyone around me, I make so much space for my team, and I have them push in with me. I'm still looking for kills, of course. However, it's the space that I gain, basically being an immortal target, which helps me push fights. If you know the enemy doesn't have much healing, it's better to just cleave everyone at a time instead of looking for insta-kill combos on people. However, if the enemy is grouped up, you need to look for insta-kill bursts on people. You can do a simple M1 into E. You can do projectile into E. You can do whirlwind into E. Whirlwind into E is guaranteed burst because it lingers. It can be done at range as well. However, at range, you need to time it perfectly, and it can be quite difficult. Now, I have 2 tips for Darkchild. Tip 1 is that against Lokis, you need to be very careful when you pop Darkchild. A good Loki will use his heal field at the same time you pop Darkchild, because in case you don't know, Loki actually negates your damage with his heal field, meaning you don't get shields in Darkchild against a good Loki. You need to break his heal zone first, and then you can get healing afterwards. For the second tip with Darkchild, I would say to be very patient with your abilities. I know it's slightly contradictory from what I said earlier when you need to look for picks. However, Darkchild is an ultimate, keep in mind, so you are not allowed to waste its abilities as much as her base kit. Wasting Darkchild abilities is way more of a deficit to the game than just missing your E once in her base form. Take your time, get close to your targets, and make sure you hit your E's or any abilities that you try to throw at the enemy. I know it's easier said than done. However, patience often is how you're able to hit most of your abilities. Being in an uncomfortable position is what makes you miss a lot of times. Trust me, I would know. So just take your time. You really just need to take your time. Be in a position where you think that, hey, I could hit this E here. Don't go for a super ballsy play, which you know for a fact deep down that you will miss. Now for the last section, I'm going to talk about combos on Magik. Combos for Magik are extremely important because it helps reduce her time to kill, meaning how fast she can kill targets. Now, I'm not going to run down every combo on Magik because it would drag on the video a bit long, and Magik's combos are extremely situational. However, I will give you the best combos in my opinion for dealing with certain situations. The most common combo you do, and a common engage combo with Magik, is a whirlwind dash into your basic attack into a quick melee afterwards. This is just a common bread and butter combo with Magik. It can kill flyers very well. It's very nice. Now another combo with Magik, which is very nice for catching people who are not paying attention, is a full charge projectile, nearly full charge, into your E into a basic attack. This kills up to 275 HP targets. Now it's kind of slow, and against good players, they will turn around and react to you. However, it can still catch anyone off guard. You can also do a full charge projectile into a whirlwind dash, into a basic attack, and this will kill as well. The next combo, which is really good on Magik, is a drop down combo. This one is, in my opinion, the best assassination combo on Magik, straight up. What you need to do for this combo is you need to do a nearly full charge projectile. It's best just to fully charge it, honestly, into your basic attack, into an E, and the timing needs to be as perfect as possible. Perfect timing on this can catch anyone off guard. Even good Namors won't even react with bubble if you do this properly. And before I get on to the last combo, I need to explain real quick what a quick combo is on Magik. A quick combo, and this is what you need to definitely master as Magik, you need to cancel your basic attacks or abilities with your quick melee. What this does is it resets the animation, so that way you get animations a lot faster. So in this case, it's basic attack, quick melee into projectile to cancel it, and then I can do it again. Quick melees are essential for getting burst damage very fast as Magik. In this case, you can kill a Luna very fast without even using any extravagant abilities. Quick melee cancels for quick combos as Magik are pretty mechanically intensive, so I don't expect you to be able to do it every single time. However, it is the ideal way to play Magik. For the last combo, this is my signature combo as Magik. This one is a bit difficult to do in a game and you can mess it up very easily, but it goes like so. You need to portal, you dash near the enemy, do not hit your E on the enemy. You place the minion near the enemy and then you do a quick combo with a projectile finish, and that looks like so. Alright, for the tips and advice section, I'm going to run down 3 big tips I can give for anyone trying to learn Magik or looking to get better at Magik. The first tip I can give is improving on your engages. So as Magik, you would instinctively want to use your E to engage a lot of fights because it is a dash that initiates with a lot of burst damage. However, you want to ideally try to engage a scenario with just one portal. You want to get as close to the enemy as possible so you can just use a single portal on them. So this way you can get out with your E or use another portal to get out. Being safe as Magik is extremely important. You never want to just die for no reason. This can throw your entire team off tempo and just spiral the game out of control. You do want to play safe as much as possible. However, again, Magik is a very bruisery type of character, so you just need to know your limits. Really, you just know your limits as Magik and push a scenario as far as possible. The second tip of advice is, this goes into a bit more of just mentality. You need to always think about what it takes to win a game. Don't have in your mind what you think would automatically win a game, like, oh, because I got one pick on this one healer, oh, we should win the game now. No, you need to think about what it takes to win that specific game. If you need to maybe peel your supports to win that game, then do so. Don't just have the same mentality or mindset or focus for every single game. Every game is different and you need to be able to adapt accordingly. Do not get worried about what your teammates say. You have to just have your own best judgment because you're the one who's probably going to carry the game. For the third and last tip is how to deal with counters as Magik. Counters like Namor, Bucky, Hela, Adam Warlock. The way I deal with these characters is I simply don't play in their advantage. The advantage of Namor is that his turrets can beam you down and you have no way to actually kill them usually, in most cases. The way you deal with a character like Namor is you simply don't fight where his turrets can shoot you, or you don't kill him. You go on everyone else except him. Same case with Bucky. Bucky, don't try to 1v1 him almost ever in a game. You should almost never ever 1v1 Winter Soldier. It's just not going to turn out well most of the time. Against Hela, you actually can fight Hela as Magik. You just need to take your time. Don't brute force it because most of the time Hela has the advantage. She could stun you and burst you out of nowhere, and you need to be very careful around her. Simply don't brute force situations and try to ego thinking that you're stronger than you really are as Magik. Yes, Magik is a very bruisery type of character, but she can't do everything by herself. And knowing these limitations will help you succeed in a lot more of your games. And for Adam Warlock, the way you beat Adam Warlock is you bait out his soulbond ability and then wait. You simply don't fight in it. If it's a problem for you, then don't play toward the advantage of the Adam Warlock. It's that simple. So that's about it for this guide. I don't want to make this guide too long. I hope it does help at least even a little bit for anyone. I really appreciate if you did watch the whole thing. This took me a bit of time to make. We'll be making more content like this in the future at some point, so I hope you tune in for that. And again, if you enjoyed this video or found it helpful, please like and subscribe, share it around. I would really appreciate it. And with that being said, thanks for watching.